What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. I wanted to do a quick video on the Cardinals. I was checking out MLB.com and I saw this headline of each team's best trade chip this offseason. The article was written by Mark Feinsand of MLB.com. So before I started reading the article, I'm thinking to myself, well, who do I think is the Cardinals' best trade chip? Now, my answer was not the same as Mark Feinsand's answer, but again, this is an opinion. And I totally get why he chose Tyler O'Neill, who I think is the Cardinals' second biggest trade chip this offseason. But when you look at Tyler O'Neill, you understand why he would have a lot of value or decent value to another team. He did finish 8th in the MVP 2 years ago. Now, you can also make the case that that was an outlier season in the sense of he's never had a season like that in the big leagues, so can he replicate it? And also the fact that he's just struggled to stay on the field just this past season as well, playing under 100 games. Still had a season around average offensively in terms of OPS plus. We know he brings a ton to the table in terms of a two-time Gold Glove winner, the 2020 COVID season and also 2021. A really, really top-end athlete, very, very fast. For him, though, it's all about putting it together in terms of staying on the field for 140-plus games and proving that 2021 was not an outlier season offensively. So I do think Tyler O'Neill has good value, but to me, the answer would be Jack Flaherty. And I understand that a lot of Cardinal fans probably don't want to move Jack Flaherty, and I'm not even saying the Cardinals should, because I do think he's their best chance of being an ace strikeout swing and miss guy for 2023, which is something the Cardinals really, really need. They have a lot of good pitchers. They have a lot of number 2, number 3 type starters, in my opinion. They don't have that ace. Now, Jack Flaherty, he hasn't really been that ace since obviously the end of 2019. He was pretty dang good early in 2021 for that first about, a third to half of the season before he got injured. But he, like Tyler O'Neill, hasn't been able to stay on the mound. So the health question marks are there. But to me, it's more about the fact that I don't think Jack Flaherty is going to stay with the Cardinals beyond the 2023 season. This is his last year of control, and he just strikes me as a guy that wants to hit free agency. I'm not saying that Jack Flaherty doesn't want to be here, but he is a West Coast guy, an LA guy. Maybe a change of scenery would be good for him, but more so it's the fact that I think if he and the Cardinals could have gotten a deal done in terms of buying out some of his free agent years, I think they already would have done that. So now with 1 year left, I think Jack Flaherty is absolutely headed to free agency after the 2023 season. So at that point, the Cardinals probably aren't going to win any type of bid for Jack Flaherty. So if I'm the Cardinals, I have a guy with 1 year of control, but he can be an ace. Maybe that's a situation where, look, you flip him to a team that's a contender that maybe they think Jack Flaherty gets them over the top for the 2023 season. And in return, you get a prospect or a major league player that has years of control beyond that. So when you look at these Blue Jays catchers, for example, the Blue Jays are a team I would think that would be interested in Jack Flaherty. That makes them better for 2023. And in return, the Cardinals could get a catcher with years of control beyond just next year. That's where probably Sean Murphy with the A's doesn't make sense in this particular deal, because why would the A's want Jack Flaherty for 1 year? They're not even close to being ready to compete. But again, maybe it's a contending team that thinks that Jack Flaherty puts them over the top for 2023. What do you guys think? Other trade chips. Now, Dakota Hudson, I think very good chance he gets moved, but where's his value? And at minimum for the Cardinals, if he's a depth guy, a bullpen guy, AAA depth, at this point, I think his value has really dropped. Paul DeYoung, I think very good chance he gets moved. He has a big contract, $9 million. So there's not a lot of value there in terms of what other teams want. I think in a way you're essentially dumping a salary. But Mark Feinsand thinking Tyler O'Neill is the number 1 trade chip. I can't really say, oh, that's a terrible choice, because that would be my second selection. But I think Jack Flaherty this offseason, it makes sense if you can get a good deal and you get a guy that you can have with the St. Louis Cardinals beyond 2023. That's a move I would definitely look at. Tyler O'Neill, though, another part of his equation is you have this crowded outfield, but there's not a lot of certainty. But there's certainly a lot of different guys. There's a lot of different guys that you feel good about, but you wonder, and they've yet to prove it year after year that they're a starter. And so, look, Lars Nootbaar is another guy that I think has a ton of trade value because he has a lot of control. But when you kind of just throw in these bucket of outfield names like O'Neill, Dylan Carlson, Brendan Donovan can play all over the infield and the outfield. I mentioned Lars Nootbaar. To me, Juan Yepez is more of a DH than an outfielder, but still I would throw him in the bucket of position players. Nolan Gorman long term, could he end up as a corner outfielder? Jordan Walker, I think if he hits in the spring, very good chance he stays, if not immediately. I mean, Jordan Walker is going to be up in the major leagues with the Cardinals in the 2023 season. And if he's scorching the baseball like he is in the Arizona Fall League, I mean, Jordan Walker could be your starting either right fielder, left fielder, whatever it is, early on in the 2023 season for the Cardinals. So what do you guys think? Drop your comments. And you got any questions? I'm going to do a video next week, just kind of reacting, responding to your guys' questions, comments. What do you think about this offseason? What do you guys want to see? Who should be moved? Who should the Cardinals go after in free agency? And then also, what do you think they're actually going to do? We can all sit here and say, oh, get Trey Turner and Justin Verlander and Sean Murphy and all that. But what do you think the Cardinals are actually going to do? And let's look at this from the sense of, what do they usually do? What do they have success with? Who do they like to make trades with? How does John Mozeliak do business? So drop your comments. Let me know. And we'll do a video next week where we'll respond to all of your guys' comments, questions about the Cardinals offseason, because it's hot stove time. It's going to be fun. I think the Cardinals are going to be active this offseason. It's just about, is that in trade? Is that in free agency? I think the Cardinals usually are more looking to acquire young superstar players via the trade market. But then you wonder, I was reading something today about Justin Verlander. The Cardinals need an ace. And I don't think the Cardinals like to go out there and give the 8-9-year deals for these aces where you got to shell out $250, $270 million, whatever it is, for the likes of a Garrett Cole. But that Max Scherzer type deal, which was shorter. Now it's a huge AAV if we're talking, 3 years, 130, whatever it was. So maybe Justin Verlander gets something similar for 2 years, for 3 years. Now there's a commitment I think the Cardinals could be interested in because, again, it's a lot of AAV, but it's not that 6, 7, 8-year commitment. Is it 3 years? Could it be 2 years? The Cardinals need an ace. They absolutely need an ace. I don't think this team can march through the playoffs to the World Series to win a World Series with their starting rotation the way it's comprised right now. You need one of these, whether it's a Scherzer, DeGrom, Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, some of these big strikeout guys. You saw a lot of these teams succeeding throughout the postseason. And I know DeGrom and Scherzer didn't make it out of the first round, but still, I'll take my chances with those guys moving forward. If you have ace-type stuff and guys that can get a ton of strikeouts to help you march through the World Series, like we saw Scherzer do with the Nationals a couple years ago. All right, this video already longer than I anticipated, but thanks for watching. If you liked it, if you got some value from this video, give us a like, please. Throw me your comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, please, we appreciate that. It helps out all the YouTube creators. And also, if you enjoyed this video, share it. Feel free to share it on any of your social media sites. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend, everybody. Drop me your comments, and we'll do a ton of videos next week about the Cardinals as well. See you later.